Hello, everybody. This is Paul Pone. I'm super excited to talk to you about our Clone Voice AI version 3.0 update. This has been a long time in the making. Super excited to finally bring it out to everybody here. Now, this will be three main features we'll be focusing on. I'll go into each one of them step by step. All right. So let's go step by step into the features we'll be talking about. So the first feature will be where I'm going to go in, I'll show you voice cloning engine v3. This is our high similarity engine. I'll show you that, which has been revamped from the ground up. It's a completely new algorithm. It's a really, really crazy feat of engineering effort we've done. And I'm so excited to show it to you because for the first time, I can tell you, for Clone Voice in particular, we actually beat the objection, which is, hey, your products are updated regularly. Hey, you have an awesome community where you listen to the feedback and improve things, but the pricing is also good, but there's a catch. The catch is, well, 11 Labs is a better technology. It is a way better, higher quality and stuff. And oftentimes, we could say, okay, for this one particular case, we're better than them. They're good in this or whatever. We could say, and imagine they raised $300 million, $400 million, have hundreds of employees and engineers and all that kind of stuff, right? But I can tell you right now, for this voice cloning, and I'm going to talk about the other features, we're the best right now. You can't even compare. And I'm very, very confident in saying that, and also very excited in saying that because it was really difficult to get here. I'll talk about that in just a sec. The second feature we'll be talking about, I'll go into in depth, is the sing in your own voice feature. Super excited about that as well. And then this is basically where you can effectively use your existing clone voices. You don't have to sing to clone your voice. You just can speak as well. And it allows you to sing in your own voice. We'll be talking about that as well, how it works, what can you do with it and stuff. And then the next feature we'll be talking about is multilingual music v3.0. Again, this is a brand new update. This took us, well, a huge amount of time to get to because it's 50 different languages and we can accept the lyrics in that language too. So we have Arabic, which is right to left text. It's much harder now than before. So we fixed that and updated that. And you can understand, right? Different languages have different nuances and the way it's done. So you can write the lyrics, or AI can generate the lyrics in that language as well. Okay. So pretty exciting stuff out there. Now, underneath that, I just want to also talk about, while we get to these features and stuff like that, is that underneath this, there's also subcomponents. So I'll be actually sharing with you how to use those as well. And of course, we're going to do a live Q&A where we'll be answering all your questions as well live. So after this, we're going to have a tutorial section and we'll be pushing this update over to all your accounts and stuff like that, where the tutorials will be more shorter in nature. Okay. So that way you will have the replay for this one as well after it's done. So don't worry there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it a little bit unique here, where I'm going to basically go in terms of backwards. Okay. So instead of like going feature number 1 is this, feature number 2 is this, feature number 3 is this, just to keep things fun, I'll do feature number 3 first, then 2 first, and 1 first. Why am I doing that? Well, just to keep things fun. Exactly. All right. So multilingual music v3 will be the first one I'll share with you right now. And so let's just talk about that right now. So what is this exactly? So in the application, if you go into the Clone Voice application, let me pull that up here. I should pull it up here. Right. So this here, if you go into the application right now, you will see this option, right? Which is create music option. So there were 2 problems when it came to create music. Okay. So first of all, when we had the old music version, right? This one right here. And so we hear all your complaints. Hey, I hear you. I use this all day, right? So in V1, one of the things was the quality was not that good. Some of the genres were not there, right? So for example, if you remember, if you toggle into V1 on the old, they were like all these options, but some of them are not that good. So we fixed it with V2, correct? So we did V2. But the problem with V2 was gender, you couldn't select easily. So you put the lyrics, it would auto-generate the songs in that, whatever the AI decided, right? You could have, you could say, I want a lyric on this and I want a female to sing it. It would generate a male because it would just, AI would guess and create it, right? Big frustration, I hear you. Even for me, it was a big frustration. But the problem was that's how AI was working. So we've been working on how to fix it where, hey, you need all the genres you want. Quality has to be good. Length has to be full length, not some gimmicks where we say it's a really good music generator and generates 30 seconds. I hear you, Google. Like Google Lyria released, by the way, the new music thing. It's only 30 seconds long. And then somebody will come here like, oh, Google Lyria released it. Well, it's only 30 seconds, for example. Right? So the idea was we fixed two important things with this one. Okay. So again, let me repeat. Music v3. I fixed two things. One was this was not multilingual, right? You could not generate anything other than English. So we fixed that. And then the second thing was now you can pick the gender. Okay, so you could have a male or female, you can put it under the tags. So the way that works is basically you see this new option right here. You're going to select that. And I'll show you how to get access to it. If it's not in your account or you see some pop-up show up, don't worry. I'll show you how to get access to it. Not a big deal. But you see this new option here. That is basically where that new v3.0, okay? So when you toggle to this new option, v3, this is where that option comes in, where you can do multilingual music and you can also do now gender, okay? Now you're gonna say, okay, I come here, I see the languages, sure. These are all the languages supported, and of course, we're gonna add more of them as time goes on. But where is the gender? I can't pick male or female. That is where you can put it in the style tags here, right? So if you come here, you can put like a female jazz song with, I don't know, like mellow with whatever, right? Like I'll just put something because I'm not much of a jazz expert, but you can click on Enhance AI here. You see that Enhance AI, and then you can click Enhance and it will generate the tags for you. Okay, whatever makes the most. You see this classical vocal jazz, Ella Fitzgerald, I don't know. I'm not even much of a smooth female vocal. It does that. So you do the enhanced stuff. So now here, just with this prompt, it will always 100% of the time generate a female vocal based song. All right. So let me ask you a question here. Is that powerful or what? Right. So what I'm going to basically, I'm checking a question right now. The exciting part about this, right, which is super, super fun for me, is like if you, again, let me build this up here, right? You see the idea here, right? Now you can just put AI generated lyrics or your own lyrics, up to you, right? AI generated is easier because I'm not much of a jazz person, so I'm not sure. But you say AI generated, you could put like, let's say, for example, a classic jazz song about how wonderful the world is despite all its challenges, let's say, right? So remember back in the day, what a wonderful world, right? Beautiful song. All right. So now click on here, generate lyrics. So it's going to start generating us the lyrics basically. All right. So there we go. It generated. It's super fast, by the way, too. So you can generate the lyrics and then you can change things as well. If you don't like something, delete it. If you don't like this, you can delete it, up to you, right? Obviously. And you can update it and like so, and then update it here as well, like so, up to you. And then you can just do that where you can put jazz song, right? I'm just going to put a name and then click generate. That's all. And it's super fast, by the way, you know, basically it's so fast that it'll take you like a few, like maybe minutes at the most kind of thing. And the idea here, right? I keep, often people ask me this question is like, okay, I see the point, but like, what is so great about this? Well, here, the idea is that it gives you both flexibilities, right? You can do your own song and also you can put your own stuff. That was the main benefit of it, right? And I'm seeing your questions as well as we go along, right? So don't worry there. Now, the cool thing of this process, which I'll show you, is the same applies with multilingual as well, okay? So the idea is like, let me show you right now. Just give me 1 second. You will pop up the screen one more time. All right, cool. So here we go. So now what the cool thing here is that if you think about it, I have the jazz song. So let's play this right now. So hopefully you can hear it. I'll put my screen here. All right. Can everybody hear it though? Just let me know because I put my screen there. So, all right, cool. If you can't hear it, let me know. Right? So I'll play it as a different setup for you guys to see. Hear it.
Midnight air, even when the shadows stretch across the lonely quiet park, I can see the beauty shining in the dark tonight. Oh, what a wonderful world spinning through the endless blue, by the weary hearts and all the tears we shed. There is a magic light that guides us safely home.
Pretty cool, right? So just for reference, sounds more jazz than before. Exactly. That's the idea. And you can enhance that prompt because it's a brand new engine, right? So effectively, if I go back, I'll show you a cool thing, right? So here, the new thing, and if it's not in your account, don't worry, I'll explain to you how you're going to get access to it. We're going to be rolling it out as we go live, all right? So today, for sure, you're going to get it. All right. So now, if you go here, AI generated song, if I put it, let's talk a little bit about how this would work in different languages as well. And by the way, if you notice something interesting here, I could mix and match too. So since we're doing English anyway, let me explain to you. I could say a hip hop song mixed with electronic music that can be uplifting or something. So, if you remember back in the day, Jay-Z and Linkin Park, right? They had a collab, right? Something like that, right? Or you have a rap, hip hop, and then now you have more the Linkin Park, whatever, right? Like you could basically create your own genre, right? When you can mix and match stuff, right? And you can do it basically along those lines effectively. That's what the power of AI is too, right? You can create new form of music that never existed just based on your creativity here, right? So you can put hip hop and electronic music, you could put hip hop and jazz if you want, right? And you can put whatever you want to do. And then you just put it, and then you can just add that in. You understand what I'm saying? This is what makes it super, super fun in terms of like there. So you can say hip hop and electronic beats song about, let's say, upliftment from poverty and making it in life. I don't know. So I'm just making it up. And then you can generate, right? So it's the same concept. If you see what I'm talking about, right? You can kind of play around with it and it generates like unique music every single time based upon that. All right. And you can play around with it. You can edit things and stuff like that. Pretty straightforward. Let me just generate hip hop an electronic song. And by the way, if at any point you want to update any of these things, you can do so as well. Okay. So generally speaking, so let's say if I don't want this chorus, you can eliminate it. Like you can keep it blank if you want. If you don't want some of these things like this, you can delete it, for example. You can play around with a lot of things. Like in the beginning, you just want to do this, for example, you can update it, you can do that. There are things we are tweaking as well behind the scenes to make it work a little bit better, but you get the point, right? So you can generate it, just like takes like maybe 30 seconds to a minute or something or less to generate, and then I'll show you afterwards. So that's the idea. Now let's do it in multiple languages right now. Okay, remember, right? We talked about music v3, better quality, but 50 languages now. Let's talk about multiple languages here as well. All right. So what I'm gonna do, because just for the sake of being like, being accurate here. So let's say we go to create music again, okay? And then we have the, let's say the new system. Let's say we put Spanish, right? As the language, right? Okay, that's it. And then what I want to do is I want to write everything in Spanish. Okay, so that way we can say, right? So like let's say kids rhymes, right? Kids rhymes. You see this? Is basically I want it to be in Spanish. So let's say rima para infantes, right? All right. So then you can enhance with AI, and then that will write it in Spanish, for example, right? So you see this, right? And or you can even say rima para infantes en español. Yeah, enhance. That way it's a little bit more, right? You can write it in the language. So this can be in Hindi, this can be in Italian, this can be whatever, right? You see this right here. And use enhance style. And then you can even go and say una rima para infantes en español, right? And I'll just write something fun, like just because we're live right now. Just create music. lyrics, and you see this. It writes it in Spanish. Si tú tienes muchas ganas, right, or whatever. And you can see the point, right? And you can add blocks here, of course. You can add stuff here. You can do whatever you want, okay? To continue this if you want. And then this is how it generates. You can be more detailed if you want or whatever. So I'll say Spanish kids rhymes song, okay? And then you can generate music. Now, same thing applies. Let's say, for example, I'm not really, I don't know how to write in Hindi, for example, but you can do that. So I did one thing. I asked one of these AI tools to write a college breakup song in Hindi, write it in here. So it wrote it in the Hindi language. So from India. So here, let me show you how that would work. So if I go into the same thing, create music, and then create new, I'll show you both examples, all right? Spanish and Hindi one. So what I did is I went into the style itself, and I wrote like a romantic song thing like this in the language, okay? You see this? So let me zoom it in so it's clear. In the language itself, okay? Not in English. So if we do enhance style, you can do where the AI will generate in English, the prompts, because the AI will only understand English, right, at this point, even though the lyrics are in Hindi or whatever. And then here, lyrics, I basically put like the baseline, right, like the romantic song thing, same thing. And you can type it in English as well if you want, but if you want it in your language for accuracy or whatever, you can put that. And then I'm going to put AI generated. And imagine in your lyrics section here, as I mentioned, you can paste the lyrics as well or whatever, write the lyrics in that language. Doesn't matter. So then here, I go in here and then choose language. I'm going to choose the Hindi language. Where is that? Yeah, here, right now, in the H. And then I click on generate lyrics. And I'm just going to do that in that language. That's what we mean by 50 languages, right? So let's say Hindi, romantic song, okay? And then I click on it, generate music. So let me show you, right? So here, Spanish song, let's listen to this. Pretty cool, right? So that is basically the multilingual, right? Multilingual music v3.0 with that 50 languages. This is the basic idea. Of course, you can go deep into it, and we'll have tutorials as well later on to go in depth on it. Now, what I'm going to do is instead of talking about singing your own voice, I'll move, just to keep things fun, I'm going to move into effectively the voice cloning engine v3. So now, this voice cloning engine v3, you get access to right now. And just for reference, because I'm seeing some comments coming in as well, to get access to the sing in your own voice, and as well as basically the multilingual music 3.0, all right, to roll it out, because we're just getting some servers in and stuff to handle the volume and all that stuff. To get early access, right, you just go in to this clonevoice.ai/review page, and you just take 2 minutes to give us a review and email us. So you'll see it on that page, what I have. That will help us out a lot, because this is the first major update for CloneVoice. And one of the biggest issues right now we're facing is we are better than, I would say, 11 Labs. It's my opinion, but I'm very confident in saying that. But a lot of the times, right, people don't know. And then again, like I said, people are like, well, your pricing is cheaper, but 11 Labs might be better just because it's more expensive. It doesn't make any sense. And we are seeing that with our competitors. It will help us out a lot if you do it. We never asked for one for CloneVoice. So it'll be really appreciated if you take that 2 minutes. And our team will immediately, as soon as you email us. So if you go to that page, I'll show you. Again, everybody will get access to it in a week or two. If you want it earlier, that's why we put early access. You can get that. So for example, if you want this right here, if this is the page you're going to land in, CloneVoice.ai/review, and then you're going to see sing your own voice, multilingual music generation, and instrumental music one has been updated. It's already been there in your account, by the way, and you're going to get early access to these features. And of course, our CloneVoice affiliate program. So many of you have asked for that. Finally, we want to release that. So you just go here, it takes 2 minutes, put it into your LinkedIn account, link it, it's even more faster with LinkedIn. And just email it at support@clonevoice.ai, and by today, you're going to get it enabled because our support team is available. Folks will enable it into your account because we got to go into your account and enable that. Be grateful. I hate asking for it, but believe me, right? One of the biggest issues we are facing right now is almost everything that we are making, every piece of profit, let's say, or revenue, whatever, is going back into GPU servers and NVIDIA servers and all that. And I don't know if you're familiar with what's happening out there, is that just for reference, right? These data centers, even the ones we've contracted to put these servers in, are raising up our rent by 15% every year. We just got like a hike. And this is the reason why nobody's left doing what we're doing, providing free updates, giving you one-time payment options and all that kind of stuff. So to basically get our word out there to help us grow would be really appreciated. And it takes you a couple of minutes. And our team is available right now to enable this into your accounts. It's going to be done by the live stream is done anyway. So just wanted to explain that to you. Okay. Now, if you can't wait, I want to show you the feature that is available right now. You don't have to even give us a review right now. You want to test it. It's this. Then I'll go to the feature number 2. Okay. Voice cloning engine v3. Okay. So basically, this one is available in your account. We've already enabled it. I'll show you how this works. And also, I'll check your comments as well, and I'll answer them as time goes on. One of the things I want to mention about this one is it's already available in your account, right? So you can test it right now to see how cool it is, right? Pretty awesome. So let me show you this. So let me actually show you exactly how cool this feature is to get you an understanding. And I want to actually zoom in on my screen to show you, all right? And so basically, just to understand, this is about what I'm going to cover. You can instantly access this one in your account right now. Okay, you don't have to do anything. But these 2 other features, this one, I'll explain to you how this works in just a sec after this. And then multilingual music, these 2. And the instrumentals, just give it a review. It's free to do. And then you can get access to it. You will need to basically... once you get in, right, you will need to be the Clone Voice, the highest tier customer, because what's happening is as we go along, the basic accounts are going to be removing off all our applications because it's not sustainable anymore for us. So anyway, most of you are 95% of you are already, the unlimited all access account users for Clone Voice. So just wanted to mention that as well, because just the costs are insane right now for these servers and stuff. So anyway. So let me show you how this cloning engine part works right now. The first update is voice cloning engine v3.0. So what we've done is we've updated the voice cloning engine from the ground up. And basically what it does now is it allows you to match the speed, the tonality, the pitch, accents, and all that kind of good stuff to match you or a person you took permission to use their voice. And especially powerful when, if you've tried other platforms out there which do voice cloning, you will notice they're not exactly sounding like you, or that kind of use case where if you want to use it for, say, a YouTube video with your face on it and stuff like that, it becomes a problem where, let's say you created with your voice once, and then now you want to turn it into like an AI generated voice. It will not sound exactly like you. And then all kinds of problems start occurring. So we fixed that and made it the best in the world right now. And that is basically the voice cloning engine v3.0. So where is this located exactly? So this will show up when you go in to create audio, right? In your Clone Voice application, it will show up exactly here. Okay, and we've optimized it with English right now, which makes it the best, perfect voice cloning for English and other languages as well, the popular European languages as well. We've been working on and improving it, and you'll start seeing that in the coming days as well, because we wanted to release this really quickly out to you. So how this works is, let's say you say you already clone your voice. So let's say I'm going to say Paul talking about organic gardening or something. And then you select a voice. So this is my clone voice I want to use, right? So this is the audio I've actually recorded and I've published. So here you can use that. So I can put Paul natural voice or whatever. So let's play this particular voice here. And then let me show you. So this is the Paul uploaded audio, Paul recorded audio. So let's just play this, for example, right? Uploaded calm voice. So let's see.
If you're in need of a doctor, you probably have a lot of questions, such as, will my procedures hurt? Do you accept my insurance? Or even, do you perform the advanced procedures?
See how that sounds, right? So let's just select this one and then we'll just generate some script, right? So I'm just going to say topic is organic gardening benefits without fertilizers. Let's say it's the topic I want to do. And then the idea is that explain or educational videos I want to generate. So let's click generate, right? Remember, I checked, it was pre-checked the high similarity mode, all right? Which is, you see this right here. It says boost high similarity v2.0 high quality. All right. So this is what we are talking about. It has to be checked for this to work. And then it's generated as the script, right? So let's just go in and generate the audio right now. And then, of course, you're going to go in here because of the fact that we're actually making sure it's exactly the same as your voice. For this particular feature, we are not going to give you the option for emotions because when you add, say, happy version of your voice and sad version of your voice and stuff like that, it will change the tonality of your voice. It won't sound like you, especially for YouTube videos or audiobooks, or let's say you want to use it for specific cases where the audio is exactly the same throughout, right? And even if you record 6 months from now, it's going to be the exact same. That is the reason why. But you can add expressions, right? Like laughing and all that kind of good stuff. If you want to change the tonality, just clone another voice with a happy tone, sad tone, and that stuff. Or you can, similarity is not the most important thing for you. For example, what you can do is you can go back and just uncheck the high similarity, high quality mode. All right. Because we use a completely new algorithm that we spend many, many months to ensure that high similarity, because somebody who has a YouTube channel, myself, and somebody who's an influencer and all that kind of stuff, me and every other person I consult with, the number one issue when it comes to using voice is the similarity. So making sure that works. So you go click generate audio and then it starts generating. Now, here is the most important thing I want you to understand. For a voice like mine, see, my voice is not the most, let's say a neutral voice, right? Like, let's say a British accent, or let's say, somebody who's narrated audiobooks. I have my accent is slightly unique, right? And because of that, it's never easy for us to match like for like when it comes to my accent. That's been an issue for a while. And this happens with everybody because our voice never sounds like an English professor's voice that these AI algorithms used to train on, right? Especially if you're from parts of Asia or Latin America, or you're from, say, South Africa and some of these areas where you speak English, but it has that slight accent to it, right? And the mannerisms, let's say, or that sort of thing. So if you're from Asia, you understand what I'm talking about. Latin America, you understand what I'm talking about. So this matches that. So let me play it.
What if I told you your garden could thrive, producing abundant, healthy food without a single bag of synthetic fertilizer? It might sound impossible, but it's the core of organic gardening without chemical inputs, and it's simpler than you think. Many gardeners rely heavily on commercial fertilizers, believing they're essential for plant growth. But in a
Does that sound like me? Just you be the judge. We've also put the same algorithm, by the way, and basically we put it under the My Podcast as well, right? So when you go into that, this is by default, by the way. So in the same algorithm applies to your clone voice. And when you go into the podcast and you do this, you put the same natural, calm voice, whatever, it will do the same thing for podcast. In the case of the podcast, which is obviously in minimum of 2 speakers, so that is the basic idea as well. And the beautiful part about this is that this is automatic. You don't have to do anything extra. So meaning if you already went in and you cloned a voice in the past, we still use that. You don't have to do it by where you have to generate a new voice and stuff. All your voices already there, like in this, my voice, as you see, Paul, excited tone, and all this stuff, Paul speaking natural Spanish, whatever. All this stuff is saved from prior, so you can reuse them. No need to do anything new or extra. Now, here's what makes it even more exciting. See, sometimes what happens is your voice slightly changes. Either you're sick, or sometimes you have a lot of excitement, like what I'm speaking right now. Maybe you have a slightly different tonality change when you're talking on the microphone versus conversational style. Normal with human beings, right? So we can create a new voice based upon that as well. So for example, you see I have this Paul excited tone voice. Watch this.
So excited, as you can see from my voice. This is going to be the best thing that I've ever created.
That's crazy. It's exaggerated. But what if you want to clone this one? Same logic. It can make that happen as well. So you basically go in, Paul excited tone, and then you select your excited tone voice, and then you want to narrate it, right? So I have this right here. You see, I put Paul excited tone voice here. And then what you can do now is just select that. And then again, same thing. Paul talking about organic farming that he is super excited about, right? And then again, I'm going to put the same stuff, but in this particular case, I can change it to if I want, but I'll just put the same setting just to show you how a normal human being's voice changes so much. And that's what makes this high similarity thing so powerful. Because generally speaking, we have different tones to our voice, different pacing to our voice, depending on how happy we are, sad we are, how excited we are, and all that kind of good stuff, right? And then, so again, I have this one right here, and then let's just generate now. And then again, I click on it. You can change the speed as well if you want, but I wouldn't because I want to keep it exactly the same, right? And so let me show you how this works and how this sounds like. Let's listen to this.
What if I told you there's a way to grow food that not only tastes amazing, but also heals our planet? My name is Paul, and I am absolutely thrilled to talk about organic farming.
See that? That's the excited tone I was talking about. So this is the beauty of CloneVoice high similarity engine. Think of like YouTube videos or podcasts you might be doing, or even, for example, you want to create an explainer video, or you want to create an audiobook and you want that same tonality for that chapter or that whole book or whatever the case is, right? Where similarity, tonality, pacing, pitch has to be exactly like for like to the uploaded audio, regardless of accents thrown in sometimes, or regardless of sometimes you might basically, for example, have some pacing issues when you're speaking to a microphone versus actually you pre-record it. Doesn't matter. It's going to take it like for like. That's what makes it revolutionary. No other application, no matter what the price is, can do this, because it took us many, many months and a lot of tricks, tweaks, strategies, and research and development to get this to work, which is really, really exciting for us. So I'll move into the next feature now. All right. So I want to share my screen here real quick. One sec. I want to show you what's generated, right? So remember, I was talking, we did that Hindi romantic song and stuff like that. So I want to show you that as well, results, because sometimes we do these live streams and the open loops, closed loops, you got to close them. So let's listen to this one.
पुरानी किताबों के पन्नों में तेरा चेहरा मिलता सदा हमारी हंसी की गूंज आज भी दीवारों में दबी है हाथ थामे जो वादे किए सब धुएं में खो गए कॉलेज की आखिरी शाम ने हमसे हमारा प्यार छीना है दिल का ये कोना अब बहुत ज़याही.
Pretty cool. I just noticed a bug I have to get fixed. So you see, even though I said Hindi romantic song and it's a Hindi song, even the Spanish one, it says original language equals English. That's a bug on our end. I'll get that fixed after this call. So that's something, but generally it's working as it should. Just that one, I don't know why it's showing like that in my account, but and that's basically the multilingual idea. So by the time you do it, so again, basically, if I go back to what I was sharing with you earlier, so I just showed you the voice cloning engine v3. This is available in your account. When you enable it, basically it will match like for like. And again, voices of people change as they age, right? What was your voice 3 months ago may not be today. What was your voice 6 months ago may not be today, or a couple of years ago. My voice constantly changes. And I get blown away why it's changing so much too. So when you're maintaining something where that use case has to matter, then yes, of course, this is a really, really cool feature. I said something though. I said in a YouTube channel scenario, or a audiobook podcast, but also for explainer videos and stuff, you need to ensure that the voice is exactly like you, correct? And we talked about video. So the natural question that came in was basically this, right? Which was, hey, can I, let me pull up the comment here. Does it show and connect to talking photos? Very good question. So let's say, because you want to do videos, right? Lip sync videos with talking photos, the new update we made, and we're updating another one. You'll see another update coming up, or Video Express and stuff. So coming back to that, I want to show you the integrations have been updated too. Okay. So meaning when you go in and let's say you use the high similarity engine and you are integrating your clone voice into talking photos, we have step-by-step tutorials for that, right? And you already linked your clone voice into Video Express to create videos, longer length, editor and stuff, or talking photos, right? You can basically update is ready to go. Okay, that's how beautiful our integrations are now. Meaning one update here will update everywhere effectively. So when you're doing the clone voice and high similarity, basically it will jump through this new algorithm automatically. Nothing for you to do. You don't have to reconnect anything or anything like that. All right. So in other words, hopefully if I can pull that up here real quick before we move to other things, because I do feel this is an important thing to discuss. So if I go into the talking photos application real quick here, let's pull this up. All right. So here, right, if you're going to Talking Photos application, when you try to create a video, whether it's a talking video, singing video, whatever, it doesn't really matter. Let me just pull up something quickly here, right here. You see here where it says CloneVoiceAI integration and Talking Photos, this right here. And you see how my voices, when I click on it, will show up. You see the cloned voices here. And in this particular case, it has these other ones, Paul Realistic and stuff. You can generate the stuff I shared with you in those applications. So you don't have to just be like, okay, I have an MP3 file, what do I do now, right? Or an audio file, what do I do now? But more like basically you can effectively now connect it, right? You have Clone Voice, you own Talking Photos. You own both these applications connected, and in Talking Photos, now you can create lip sync videos and stuff like that with these voices. So it's as a perfect use case. Same thing with Video Express as well, right? For the different types of videos you can create there. So yes, the integrations are also updated, all right? So if I go back here, I made this point, right? You're going to connect your CloneVoice API with Video Express or with, in the case of Talking Photos and stuff, it shows up in those applications. Artistically too, but for mostly video creation and stuff, then you want to use Talking Photos or Video Express, right? And then you basically, whenever you're in the project, right, you can basically use it like this, right? You can use your voice. So for example, I picked my voice that I connected. You can generate it within the application. Okay. Hope that answered your question, which is about integration. Like if you own Talking Photos or Video Express and Clone Voice, this new update, what happens? You connect it once, it's ready to go. All the updates will matter. That's why we do it where the whole algorithm, the engine, so to speak, is updated. So very straightforward, right? It updates across the board. All right. So basically that's the thing I want to mention. Now, let's go back and I'll recap some of these things for you because I do see some questions coming in, right? So let's go to the feature number 2, to sing in your own voice, okay? So first of all, let's be clear. So the voice cloning engine v3 is already available in your account. You can go use it right now and stuff like that. The sing in your own voice and the multilingual music v3.0, which is languages outside of English, let's say, because of our, we're still adding up some servers and stuff, which is going to take us a week to fully get things rolling. So instead, I mean, instead of rolling it out to like all the, whatever, thousands and thousands of people at once, and then, you know, not having the infrastructure ready today, while they're live, what we want to do is just leave us a review and you get early access to them. So meaning everybody will get access to it. Some people will have to wait a week if they don't leave us a review, which you can do right here. It takes you 2 minutes. It's free. You don't have to connect LinkedIn. The question was, can I have to? It's just faster with LinkedIn, but you can do it without as well, right? So if I go into that page here real quick, like here, see here, if you go in here, as well, you'll see connect with LinkedIn, and you don't have to do right here. Now, there's another question. What if we posted a review already? For CloneVoice, we never got a review campaign in. Okay, maybe you got confused with some other application of ours. We never really did, actually. This is the first time we're actually running it since we launched it a few months back, the version 1.0, because what I wanted to do is like, okay, I still feel it can get there, right? I mean, it's not exactly as good as, say, Suno at that time, right? When we launched it a few months ago, it was not as good as Suno for music. There were some missing elements, nor was it as great as, let's say, 11 Labs for voice cloning and similarity. Today, though, I believe we've cracked it in a sense that we can confidently say the voice cloning is better than 11 Labs for the English language, and specifically for the tonality, pitch, pacing, all that kind of stuff we discussed. And then the second thing is that the song stuff, multilingual was not available when we went live. We just released it today, and we have to test, right? It took us like 6 months to test it, tweak it, see if it's working for this language. Lyrics, will it work in that and all that? So now we're confident enough to say, okay, we can release that in, and we want to get your feedback and improve it and stuff like that. So you can go in, and this is the link. I'll post the link in here. You just go in here, it takes you 2 minutes, and email us. You follow the instructions, right? It says post a review and then contact our support team. And then our team is available right now, so they'll start enabling it. But in a week or so, we'll release this features for everybody down the line. It's just that we don't know. It's when we go live with these things, we get thousands of people hit already. Sometimes our infrastructure is not ready, so we want to slowly roll it out. So I figured, hey, this is a good way to do it, and it'll help us out a lot, to be honest. Okay, which would be really grateful. I don't like asking for the stuff without actually proving it, right? Which is the case here, I would say. And also another thing is, what we're noticing is these AI platforms like ChatGPT, Google, and stuff like that. For them to recommend it, they need some presence out there, which does help us out here too, because we're getting hammered by competitors right now, who effectively, right, are overcharging people, I would say, because they have to make a profit to serve their investors or whatever. Look at 11 Labs, look at Suno. The prices have only been going up, not going down. Whether it's monthly, if it's monthly, they're going to put upsells on you. If it's upsells, they'll say new features, pay extra. If they add a new feature, they're like, you got to pay extra credits. So you're like, well, I'm paying monthly, still cannot use it. Unlimited usage is not there. You're still asking me for more credits. You're asking me to get more plans. And this is the scenario, right? Because they got to please their investors. They got to squeeze as much out of here as possible. We are not doing that. It's very hard, actually, to be honest. But every little bit helps what you can do for us here, right? Which would be really appreciated. Okay. So to answer your question, because I did get a couple of people asking, is that the multilingual V3, this feature, and the sing in your own voice feature is where you can, leave us a review and email our team, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible to get you access to these. All right. So I went in and I showed you multilingual V3. Right? In some languages, of course, it does 50, so you can try it out. I'm not fluent in all those 50 languages, so I don't know. I can't write it to test. Obviously, it's good. We tested it, but, I can't type it, and it's going to take hours to show you anyways. But you saw the Spanish and the Hindi examples, right? So I showed you voice cloning engine v3, which is the highest similarity engine out there, especially now that it integrates. Like if I go back here, because the integration is available with Talking Photos and Video Express. Remember, I showed you here as well. Where in the Talking Photos application, you can go in, and in the application, you can pick the clone voice in the high similarity. So that gives you a huge way to now convert these clone voices into YouTube videos or Instagram videos or stories and shorts and educational videos, all that with a specific voice that's consistent throughout, whether you come back 6 months from now and do it, right? And that is very critical. And so that connection will help you out. Now, let's talk about the feature, which is feature number 2, sing in your own voice, right? So this one, basically, we're launching it as beta, where basically what we're doing, again, this is also the review you can leave to get access to it. So it will be available in your account like here, sing in your own voice, okay? Beta, right here. And if you go in here, click on it, it'll show up like so, right? Sing in your own voice, and then there's some genres you can pick. You can do AI generated lyrics or custom. At this moment, we only support English for this. And I'll tell you why, all right, in just a sec. We can support other languages too, but we need your help for this feature. Okay, that's why I left it to last. So the problem with this feature, if you will, is sing in your own voice, right? Have you ever seen, right, any singers, right? Like you've seen some of the best musicians and singers out there, their spoken voice, right? Spoken voice, if I write it, is different to their singing voice, correct? You understand what I mean? So like if I'm modulating as a singer, what a wonderful world. That is my singing voice. My speaking voice is quite different, right? Because the tonality is different. So this has been one of the reasons why, where when, think of it this way, right? When you focus more on it being similar to your voice, right? Let's say you want more similarity, then the problem becomes it won't be synthesized as a professional musician will be singing, correct? Because you're wanting it to be sounding like you, and not all of us have that vocal cords to be like one of these amazing singers out there, right? So the balance, if you will, and that's why we named it beta here, is effectively, do you want similarity to be so like you, or you want it to be synthesized, right? So I'll just put synthesize, synth, whatever, to be more like a singing tonality, right? It may not sound like you though. So this has been something we've been juggling with this feature quite a bit. I need your help and your feedback on this. That's why we named it beta, where which is something you prefer. You want it to be similar to your voice, but at the same time, now what happens is it won't exactly be as like a professional singer's voice. And then the other way is like it won't exactly sound like you. It'll be like a sort of like you, because the tonality changed. It has to synthesize like a professional singer, right? If you've seen those auto-tune stuff, right? Like it's gonna sound like that version of you, which we want your feedback. For now, what we did is we focused more on the similarity part. This. Okay, for this feature, what we did is we focused on the similarity part, so it sounds like you. But you know, at the end of the day, there are certain scenarios where it'll work well, like rap, hip hop, stuff like that. But when it's a lullaby, maybe it may not be, or opera, where the vocal cords have to extend, not so much, right? So we need your feedback on this. I'll be greatly appreciated. That's why another reason why we named it beta, right? So the way this works is very straightforward, right? So you picked a genre, right? Like let's say you do rap or whatever, like rap, hip hop, whatever, doesn't matter. So then you go here, you see this voice. So this is basically the clone voices you've done in the past. You don't have to sing, doesn't because not all of us can sing. So you just fall excited here, the tone, and then you can put a song name, right? So you say a song about, let's say a song about high school breakups or something. Or actually, since the rap song, let's say a song about a man making it in the harsh world and becoming a successful person with all the hardships. Okay. All right. So now you generate the lyrics. Okay. And so you generated that, right? And then you say Paul rap song, right? Or I'll sing it. That's my voice, whatever. All right, so here. So I want to kind of show you some of these examples so you'll understand what I'm talking about, right? So watch this. This is hip hop me, and then there's one with Yash's voice as well. I'll show you a couple of examples here. So you'll understand why we named it beta and why we need your feedback, because collaboratively we can improve this feature, because the point is that we have to make some trade-offs to ensure one way or the other for this feature, and it'll only get better with time. Now we get your feedback, right? So while that one is generating, let me show you this one.
Concrete jungle where the shadows grow. Had to find a path when the lights stayed low. Every stumble was a lesson in the rain. Now I turn the struggle into power from the pain. Rise up, higher than the walls they build. Never let the spirit of...
You see that, right? So I see one suggestion that came in, which is pretty good one, is 0 to 100. The issue though is that we're still testing this stuff. That's why another thing we want the feedback is that could be 100 variations. So you'll have to generate like 100 different variations, 0, 1 to 100, to see which one matches the thing. So we're thinking different ways to get this as great as possible. I still feel like it's 50% where it should be, okay? My honest opinion on it, because again, we have to make that judgment call on which direction to get. All right. So again, this one is one. Let's just see this one.
Concrete jungle where the shadows grow.
Yeah. So this is the other one. And then Yash's one I have somewhere I put. The funny thing with this one is the voice that was cloned was like a tutorial video he shot. So it was like a little bit different.
Concrete jungle where the dreams get sold, turning every copper into heavy gold. Woke up in the garden, now I own the street. Grinding through the winter just to feel the heat.
All right. So that's the idea, right? So what we need from you basically is, suggestions like what I just put down here, and basically give us some suggestions on it, right? I just want you to understand that, with this AI tools out there, it's judgment calls, right? We have to understand what you are trying to do and what's the best outcome that we are trying to do. And if you feel, hey, that slider is the best option for us to put, understand that it's frustrating for a lot of people if they have to do 100 variations to get that one thing, right? Which we kind of want to avoid as well, right? So we're thinking different ways to make it simple. And then once we've cracked that in the sing your own voice feature, we're going to support multilingual as well at that point. Okay. We just want to make sure we do it properly before we get there. That's why we need the data so that we can get feedback in. And a lot of the feedback we've gotten so far has been amazing anyway. So that's pretty cool. You can send feedback two ways. We have our Facebook group, of course, but also you can email it in our support team as well. I monitor it. If anything is tagged to me in that email, I check it all the time as well. So that's the basic idea, right? And based upon what we feel is the best approach of the coming week or so, a couple of weeks or whatever, as we keep getting your feedback and we test it internally as well, what we're planning on doing is updating this algorithm completely as well. Just like how we did that, we got your feedback in, right? We have all the creations people have done, and now we understood, okay, people want this, right? So we made it create boost similarity. We made it so much better now, right? With the V3 version effectively. So basically that's the other one that I wanted to mention here as well. So to kind of summarize today, because we covered a lot of cool things here. So first things first, we talked about, for those who join later, you'll see the direct replay of this one on YouTube right away, and I'll answer some questions as well. But those who came in a little bit later, so we talked about new feature number 1, voice cloning engine V3 high similarity. So the way that works is if you just select your clone voice, it only works with clone voice. Okay, you see? Watch what happened. Okay, so when I had system voices, it said boost similarity data. When you put cloned voices and you put Paul, whatever, it says v2.0 high quality. See, it's automatically changing based upon what you put. That's the reason why this algorithm is specific to cloned voices and to make it as similar as possible. Okay, it took us a lot of effort to get there. So now this is basically available in your account. You can get it right away. You can use it. Pretty awesome. When you see boost similarity, v2.0 high quality, whatever, you'll see that right away. Now, this will give it specifically to sound like you. Now, just a quick caveat there, as I mentioned here, because it's so focused on making sure it sounds like you, in the next step, when you go, the happy, sad, and stuff like that will be blurred out because we're focused on it sounding exactly like you. If that is not important, you can just go boost similarity, you can remove, and then you just can go to the happy, sad, and stuff like that, the emotional aspects of a voice, because it will change your voice slightly, right? In cases like a YouTube video where people are like, is that your voice or a clone voice? And every little intonation and pronunciation and stuff like that matters. This feature is critical for that, especially with the Video Express and Talking Photos integration, as I mentioned before. It's even more powerful now. You can turn these voices into videos, right? Of course, that sound like you effectively, or your client, or whoever you have permission to use. So we talked about that. Second, we talked about singing in your own voice, which is the beta feature we added in. And this one basically where you give us your feedback on how we can improve this right now. So it's only in English for that reason. And I feel like it's 50% there, can be 100% with your feedback. To let us know if you want to toggle in there for high similarity, but also sound like a singer, or do you want it in a way where we add some auto-tune capabilities so that it sounds like you, but like a refined version of you, stuff like that, right? You let us know. That's the link there in the support when you can let us know your feedback once you get access to this feature. And then the multilingual V3, which is the new one where we've added 50 different languages. So if you come back here to the application, if you go into create music, there will be a new tab called old, and then a new tab called new, like so. And when you select that, it opens up options where now you have, you see this multiple languages. You can even pick gender now, which was a big pet peeve of mine. When the V2 version, you couldn't pick the gender. Here, you can put female style, and it will always create a female. Put male, it'll always create a male. You can just put it in the style tab. It will always generate it, because this is the tag that you're telling the AI to put the gender, right? Effectively. That is something we discussed as well. So now these two features, coming back to the point, so feature number 2, Senior Noise and Multilingual Music V3, you just have to give us a review on this link that you see here, and it takes you 2 minutes. Leave a review and email it to our support team. You'll see the details there, support@clonevoice.ai, to get early access, meaning today, access today, or as soon as possible. And our team is available right now to give you these once you email us. The main reason why we're doing this is obviously it helps us out a lot. It's really appreciated. It takes you a couple of minutes. It's free. But also, actually, we are ramping up our servers and stuff over the coming days to handle all these new features and these new algorithms. And it's just onboarding thousands of people right away to use it is not the best approach right now. So we are kind of doing it this way, right? But of course, we have the servers to handle it when you give us a review, because we know the numbers, how many people came live and all that, how many people came in, watched it later on and all that. So everybody, just to be clear, you're not forced to give this review in order to get that access. You will still get this in the next week or so once we have the servers and all the stuff ready. It's just that I want you to understand that basically this allows us to keep our infrastructure in place to handle it, get feedback, what you're using and stuff and all that. That's why we're doing it. So if you want it a week later, you don't have to leave a review. If you want it today, then of course it'll be really appreciated. And of course, you're going to get access to it today, right? These two features, sing in your own voice and music. There's also an instrumental feature, but most of you already kind of saw that feature in the past. It's not a new thing we've added. We just improved it slightly. That's the other feature you'll get. So if you go to that review page, the instrumental one, by the way, is this create instrumental SFX feature. This is where you can put background music scores and trailer music, like stuff like that, right? Basically, that's the stuff you could do in the past, right? So non-instrumental and instrumental. So this is the thing like epic battle music and all that, right? So again, once you left the review, it takes you 2 minutes. You can email us support@clonevoice.ai, and you can basically get you enabled these two features. Now, again, the other thing is the integrations are also updated. I didn't put the talking photos one here. That's also updated, by the way. So the Clone Voice, Artistly Video Express, and the talking photos integration, meaning if you already connected your Clone Voice account to talking photos or to Video Express and stuff like that, that integration, these updates are going to work as well. Okay. Now, if they're not for some reason, let us know. All right. You let us know and we will take a look, because sometimes account specific as well, some things could be off. So let us know that support@clonevoice.ai. All right. Is that clear? All right. Now, basically, the other thing I wanted to mention here, kind of a full recap here, if you will, that I kind of wanted to mention here quite a bit is that our Facebook group community, right? Like we have this Facebook group, like almost 80,000 people, which we really appreciate. Which is a lot of fun to be around, hanging out with everybody. Everybody's helping each other out and stuff like that. What I wanted to kind of mention here, right? We do see all your feedback and we are improving things on a day-to-day basis. And, these webinars are also a good thing for us where, my team and I are here. We note down every single question, because sometimes, we miss it in that chain of questions that keep coming in, right? So we do check every single question out there that keep coming in. And one of the things that I want to mention here is that, these updates, right? We don't get, like, sing in your own voice was not let's say, a feature people suggested in our roadmap or anything. This is something we feel is useful. High similarity V3. This is not something that a lot of people asked in the roadmap or anything. We feel it's very important, right? Music, multilingual, people did suggest, that's for sure. And I want to kind of explain to you this concept, right? And it's very important that people understand, right? And because there's this concept which I constantly keep seeing, which I wanted to kind of explain to you, which is very important. Let me show you, right? That you can understand. Let me show you. All right. So what's happening across, right, is price increases in the data center level, the server level, and everywhere, because all these companies are raising debt at 15% interest, 14% interest rate and stuff like that. And then they want to pass it on to people like us, right? So what's happening, I'll show you this example. This is our cloud service provider that we use to rent some of our servers. It's called Lambda Labs. They're doing like an IPO apparently soon or whatever. So anyway, so what they did is effective March 2nd, next week, right? We're rolling out server cost updates where they're increasing the stuff that we've used these Blackwell GPU servers for all our AI algorithms from NVIDIA from $5.29 to $6.08. That's about a 15% increase, okay? And there, when I got on a call with them and I asked them, why are you doing this? Like, we already committed to some spend with you and all that, and we've been loyal customers. They're like, hey, you know, these chips we have to host in a data center, like a building, and the data center, which is owned by BlackRock and Blackstone and these companies, they've raised our rent by 15%. So how are we going to pay? Our margins are not there. We already have 14% interest on the construction and these GPUs and all this stuff. And they raise the prices on us. And that's happening to every company out there. So why I'm telling you this stuff, because I know it doesn't impact you in any way, but what I'm trying to say is this happens to every startup out there. You know, what's happening right now, because of this trend out there, and these were one of the cheaper ones out there compared to Amazon or Google Cloud and stuff. What's happening is that two things, right? When we have to create any one of these features we're talking about, right? Like this music v3 or sing in your own voice or voice cloning engine, there's two components, right? One is we have to do R&D work, right? So if I write this down, we have to do some research, right? R&D, right? Testing, all the stuff, R&D work. Meaning research and development work, meaning we don't have a right answer today, but we are working and testing. We need servers for that, right? And then that's servers. And the second thing is we also need servers to provide this stuff for you. So every time, right? Every generation, right? So generation or inference, it's called. Every time you generate, right, music, that costs us money because these servers have to launch and do this stuff, and nobody's offering them on demand anymore. You have to rent them out for like 6 months, a month at a time and stuff like that. You have to pay even if people use it or don't use it. So what's happening, and I'm going to guarantee will happen, is one of the things that people say is, hey, Paul, you know, there's this company, 11 Labs, or like there's this video side, let's say Higgsfield or something. They put Nano Banana Pro, or they gave me C Dream, C Dance, blah, 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 some new model. And then they're in all of what they're doing is, if the, let's say, Nano Banana is 14 cents per image, let's say, right now, Nano Banana Pro, they're literally selling it to you, back to you for 25 cents. If you don't pay that money at a recurring subscription or credit system or whatever, they're just making money on that top doing it. And if you ever, even if they say unlimited or whatever, they're throttling people. Like it takes you like an hour to generate like one image or something, right? And taking in the case of Artistly. And in the case of, say, for example, the clone voice stuff, right? When we did this similarity engine, right? Like at the end of the day, we're not asking you to pay extra credits for this feature. We're not upselling you to say, oh, this new engine costs us more money, you know, pay us extra money or something, or pay us a subscription and stuff like that. This is hard stuff, okay? And so why I'm trying to tell you this stuff is, as we see from time to time and stuff like that, from our end, what we're doing is we're removing away basic plans completely, okay? So basic plans, we're completely removing. What does that mean exactly? So from our end going forward, what's going to happen is, first of all, we're going to be raising our own prices. But if you go to CloneVoice.ai, right, the main page, you'll see here, there'll be two plans, right? Like a basic plan and like an all access plan or whatever. If you think, we're removing that basic plan off of all our products, every single one of them. Okay, so that your only choice will be to buy the all access one, right? You're removing it. Clone Voice will also get removed effectively, because we don't want more customers paying a smaller, because it's not about the features or whatever. It's more about, like, if you have more users, more servers have to be needed, right? Whether they don't even have access to all the features, first of all, right? And the second thing that is happening is basically we will be raising the prices for new customers. For those who got in, we will be giving you updates as always and stuff like that. You'll be grandfathered in, but new people will have to pay extra. We started that with Talking Photos, and we're going to do that with Video Express and CloneVoice as these updates become more and more expensive for us to handle. But you will be grandfathered in, existing customers, okay? Now, why is this so important? This is important for you to understand, because when it's easy for us to go and say, oh, these companies are charging you like, I don't know, an arm and a leg, right? For the credits and stuff like that. We will do it too. You pay credits, you pay monthly fees. The problem is it's the easy way out, right? What we're doing is the hard stuff where we're actually doing R&D work to ensure that we include it as an update, right? Which means Artistly's next update, right, will take a couple of months or whatever, but then it'll be the best, right? Whatever is today will be in a couple of months the best. Same thing with Video Express update. Same thing with Talking Photos, which we've updated. And the next update we'll be talking next week. It's gonna be amazing. The next Talking Photos update will be talked about, which is gonna make it the best talking lip sync, singing, lip sync maker out there, bar none. It's animals, cartoons, and all that kind of stuff. So in reality, what is happening right now, we go in with these integrations and all this stuff that is out there, right? We're the last one left. It's like there's no competition available. Everybody is getting squeezed with high interest rates and raises for their servers. RAM costs have gone up, right? A lot of people, I don't know if you know, that DDR5 RAM in your computers, in your laptops and stuff have gone up like crazy. So if you go check out these charts, it's ridiculous. Like if you go in your DDR5, you see this chart right here. If you go in here in the last 18 months, right? If you go in here, let's put like 32 gigs RAM is normal, whatever. You see this, right? It used to be just September, right? About $250, right? To get one of these RAM things. So let's say $250. Now, right? This right here, you see this just about 1,200 or 1,100 or so, right? 1,100. That is like a 5x increase almost. And this is in every single server, right? In your laptops, your computers and stuff like that. And this is what's happening where companies like OpenAI and NVIDIA and stuff are basically buying up all this, raising a lot of money. They're big companies, right? And people like us will have to pay this price in order to give you these tools. And this discrepancy of a 5x cost, you see the chart right here, 5x increase. This is what all your so-called venture-backed companies, which are now subsidizing some of these things in the next 3 to 4 months, I bet you, I guarantee you, they will say, oh, you want the next, let's say, music v3 with multilingual in our case, right? Or you want this, you want like Clone Voice has similarity. They will tell you pay extra money, get a next plan or whatever, and they don't care. They have no choice. It's the way it is. So what I'm trying to say is the stuff we're doing is very difficult. We're trying to solve for the hard problem of making your cost low, affordable, easy to use, listening to the community and stuff like that. The only drawback sometimes is it might take us a little bit longer because we have to do the hard way instead of just putting like some fasting or whatever, right? And the other thing also is like a lot of the things that we are noticing right now, like Google released Google Lyria, right? For music. Like you can go and you're trying to check it, you'll see it. It only generates 30-second tracks. You see in our Facebook group and in a community and stuff, sometimes like Google released Lyria, it's part of their subscription plan you can get in their Gemini. Oh, it's only 30 seconds. What are you gonna do with 30 seconds for the song? A general song is 3.5, 4 minutes, right? So, and then when you try it out, there's like all these other restrictions or guardrails or whatever. You can never put your own voice there, for example, and stuff like that. So this is what's happening out there. Okay, this is the reality of the situation. And sometimes, I want to be clear that you understand that as time is going on, right? We're basically, that's the reason why we ask for these reviews and stuff. It sucks, right? It's not fun asking people, okay, for this feature, please leave us a review. Will be greatly appreciated. It's just that we're the last one left. And the only way we make money is with positive feedback and more users talk about us. Say tomorrow you say, okay, I bought Clone Voice. It's a great application. It got a lot of updates like today. I'm going to check out their other products. I'm going to get Artistly, or I'm going to get Video Express, or I'm going to get Talking Photos. What happens? You're not spending more money in advertising to acquire you. It helps us out, right? So the idea here is that these updates, like the next update we are working on, is the same logic, right? We could go the easy way out. Like for the next update we're doing is the Talking Photos update next week, where we're going to be doing some really, really crazy things to compete against Kling and some of these platforms out there for the replicate motion feature, for example. But also same thing with the Video Express v3. We've been working heavily on that for the last few months now. And the beauty here is that when that releases, it's going to be incredible. But understand, people who've been bought 2 years ago, Video Express, still get that update, right? It's very difficult. You tell me any platform out there, when you see like some of these platforms like VO3 or whatever, right? Like what happens? Image generation, Nano Banana, just alone, just an image alone, right? The Nano Banana released a new thing recently with Google. If you go in, I'll show you. Nano Banana Pro pricing, right? I think it's called Nano Banana 3 Pro pricing, whatever. It comes with, like you see this, 15 cents per 1K image. 15 cents. Okay. So Google is not saying, oh, you have Nano Banana version 1. Oh, we're going to give it to the same price, Banana version 3. No, they're jacking up the price by 3x. So the expectation for us is, hey, give it to me for the same price. How can you, right? And that's the reason why we have the last one left, which can do free updates, all right? And also make sure that we can handle where somebody got in 2 years ago as well, are not being charged more money. So the only two ways you can help us out is, one is the review thing, which we are asking here, which would be greatly appreciated for. And please buy our other products if you can, right? Maybe just buy, if you already have VD Express, buy Talking Photos, for example, and stuff like that. Where can you see it? If you're just a CloneVoice customer, if you're not a CloneVoice customer, hey, get CloneVoice, right? You're gonna get it here at CloneVoice.ai, right? So I'll show you that. That's the link. You can go get it if you did not purchase CloneVoice and you want to get it, right? And you can go into the CloneVoice application, right? And then as I showed you earlier, let me pull that up right here. You will see our other applications mentioned, right? When you log in the main app itself, right? So you can get our other applications and stuff like that as well. So for example, if you go into Talking Photos, you'll see that other applications and stuff. So just, or you can even find them, other applications if you want to, on this platform. You can go to pona.com. I'll put that link up here as well. You can definitely get some of our tools and it'll help us out, all right? Because you can be rest assured, we've been in business for 15 years. We're not going anywhere, right? So you'll see here, CloneVoice, and see here, Artistly, Video Express, Talking Photos. You can get all the tools right here. So I'll leave that link as well for those people here. All our apps link, just pona.com here. And I'll answer some questions as we call it a day here today as well. We mentioned, because I want to have you all, get in. But I just wanted you to understand, right? Two ways is how we actually make money, is word of mouth. And, as a part of the review as well, like if you go into the page, I'll show you here, see, CloneVoice /review. You see here, we also give you access to our CloneVoice affiliate program, right? A lot of our customers recommend people on YouTube or social media, whatever, and we'll be doing some training on this as well as time goes on. Hey, this is, you can generate 40% of every sale you make. And also the other beautiful part is that you're not like competing against like these big influencers and stuff, because we don't use influencers here as well. So even if you put up a YouTube review for us, a lot of people generate a lot of sales, hundreds of sales just doing that, right? So this is one. And then, of course, spreading the good word on the review. These are the two ways you can help us, because we're not asking you more money for any new update, right? And the third way is like you can go in to this website and you can check out our other products. And if you can get them, if you don't have any of them, that'll be greatly appreciated. Because as I said, CloneVoice is at the version 3 update today. If you go back here, Artistly is going to come up with V7 in a couple of months or so. We're working on that, because what we're working here, because we've done everything we could do with images, right? So we're going to the next generation of workflows and something cool things like that for Artistly V7. So that'll be coming up next. So meaning, even if for somebody about 3 years ago or whatever, whenever Artistly released, they've been getting the updates for free, right? For that one-time payment. Video Express is going to be having the Video Express V3 update as well. That we're almost close to finishing. The only thing that we're just waiting for a little bit is some things we want to make sure that, what happens, right? When we do an update, we see something else that comes in, which looks way better than what we planned. So we're like, okay, let's wait. Let's spend more time and get it up to the next generation. So let's say, for example, our last update we've been working on was as good as, say, Kling 2.6, and then Kling releases version 3, right? And that's what your so-called startup companies are integrating. They don't have their own R&D team like we do, right? So now you're like, okay, should we just release what we already have, or just spend that extra month or two to get it to what it is today, right? So that's the constant battle, and we're like always working on it. So that's what the next step will be. But you can be rest assured, whether you got Express yesterday, last year, or whatever, you're getting those updates for free, right? So that'll be greatly appreciated if you can understand that. So to summarize here real quick, like I'm seeing some questions coming in and stuff like that as well. Let me know in the comments, right? What we are doing, you understand, right? How hard it is when there is no competitor out there which does something where it's so hard, right? Like, for example, when we were doing 11 Labs, when we were competing against 11 Labs on the cloning part, then one of the things that they were not doing was music, right? Which CloneVoice can do, and we were better. Then recently, 11 Labs added some other stuff like video or whatever, but you need to buy a lot of credits, right? To use every single feature, you got to pay more money. And so what happens is like constantly what we're trying to do is the integrations we're doing, it makes it a little bit better, right? Like Video Express integration with CloneVoice allows you to generate a clone voice and then allows you to create a video, right? With that CloneVoice, and it merges them together. So now you can link them. Even though you got Video Express 3 years ago, doesn't matter now because you can use the power of CloneVoice and Video Express because you own both of them, right? So that is what our plan is. And I'm sure those who understand it, you get it, right? Because otherwise you're paying for every single feature, different price points, right? And the problem becomes you sit there, you close your eyes and you wake up at like the nano banana thing, let's say, right? Like we have people, just for reference, as an example, I'll actually show you this. It's kind of funny. So we have people, I'll just open up the calculator, right? So you can see it. We have people like just in Artistly alone, generating like 15,000 images, right? Let me actually show you. So we have people generating like 50,000 images or something with Artistry. So let's say it's 15,000 or more, actually. So it's like it's a 15 cents per image for these things. It's like $2,200. So the people like, oh, I want the best stuff. They don't want to pay 2,200. It's not affordable, right? And also the other problem is it's for one time. So let's say next month you need another 15,000 or whatever. What's going to happen then, right? So this is where the costs are adding up, right? Because of all these other things I mentioned. And that's just for images. Now for video, for Talking Photos update that we've done recently, right? You will see, right? Some of the features out there are like $3 for one video, which is like 40 seconds long or something. So let's say you want to do something with like a 3-minute video or something, times that by 10. So it's going to cost you, let's say $3 for that 40 seconds or 30 seconds, whatever it comes to. And then you have to do, let's say 3 minutes, times that by 10. So just to create one video, which is maybe a minute or 2 minutes or something, revisions and stuff, can cost you $30. And in many cases, Video Express, the basic plan costs like $50, right? One video, right? And this is what's happening across the board. And so what I'm trying to explain to you is that more and more as time goes on, we're the last ones left in what we're doing. And then the second thing is the community will allow us to where we don't have to do 100 features. We focus on the 3 or 4 important ones and we make it as good as possible. And then on top of that as well, when you help us out by buying our other tools out there, we're reinvesting back into these tools, right? Because for example, 11 Labs still to this day didn't add music, right? For example, you look at some of these other platforms out there, still to this day, they don't, let's say they add a video thing to their music thing, they're going to say, pay us 10 times more for the video integration. Well, the point is, are you willing to pay for it? Then sure. But the problem is that if as a Video Express customer, the assumption was like, hey, you got the updates or whatever. As a CloneVoice customer, you wanted to be the best voice cloning and music tool out there, right? So as time goes on, as more and more research and development is being done and more money is being spent, right now we spend millions of dollars just on our servers. Forget about salaries and all this other stuff. So what I'm trying to say is like it's the community that made it all possible. If the community was not strong, like we have almost 100,000 people across our Facebook groups. YouTube is like if you're subscribed, 40 some thousand. All this means effectively what we're doing is resonating, but we also understand that sometimes it can get frustrating where, we're trying to do some of these updates. It might take a little bit longer. It's just that we are ensuring that that is not only the best product, best feature, and best in the industry, but also it's sustainable where we don't price more things and we disappear in a couple of months because we can't sustain the cost, right? So it's a constant juggling idea. And I can tell you with certainty, we're the only ones doing it. And hopefully the idea is that it'll pay off in the end, and which we are seeing as well with the word of mouth and all that stuff, which is great. But I just wanted you to understand that. Okay. So in other words, when we say these integrations are updated, when we say these product updates are coming in, when we say you can get all these tools, just understand that they'll be the best of their class, right? So for example, CloneVoiceAI, best of its class for cloning, music generation, audio, right? Anything to do with audio. Artistly, best of its class for anything with images, right? Whatever requires images, it's going to be the best of its class, right? And maybe today it's not as good as Nano Banana Pro charging 15 cents, but the next update will be, right? Same thing with Video Express, the best of its class for image to video, text to video, and the next update coming up as well will make it even better. And talking photos, obviously the version 3 update we've done recently, already, right? Best of its class for lip sync, talking videos, best of its class for music lip sync, right? The music you generate from Clone Voice, the lip sync, the singing is perfect, right? Some of these things. So they're all going to be best of its class, and we're constantly updating them to make that happen. And when you look at your bills, you'll see when you compare it with the credits and stuff that other people are charging, it's just, our margins are like not there, right? But the way we're thinking about is longer term, as we become like a de facto where, hey, it's 11 labs versus Clone Voice for cloning and voice and stuff. It's an easy comparison, right? When we know for today's updates we made, we're the best, right? So then more people will end up buying, and we can invest more in servers, more and more and more, right? And all these things. So a lot of the times, right, when we get these servers, one of the things is we got in the early days, right? Back in 2020, 2021, we took 5-year, 3-year commitments where we prepaid for all these servers. And before this OpenAI, Sam Altmans and all these people came in and they started jacking up the prices for everybody, right? So we have these commitments that are still there for a couple of years that we committed to 2 years ago, right? And so that allows us to pass on those savings. So we had the foresight where this RAM is increasing in price and this servers are increasing in price and stuff like that, right? And so, the only thing we can ask from you is spread the word, buy our other tools to support us. And of course, if you can give us a review, we'll be greatly appreciated. And of course, the community, right? The feedback. Let us know, like, when you want us to improve some of these tools and some of these integrations and stuff, that'll help us speed up the things. That we're taking it seriously, right? As time goes on. And the proof is in the pudding, let's say, right? This Clone Voice update was almost 6 months we've been working on it. I personally, my pet peeve was so many people are asking for multilingual v3 within 50 languages. Adding one is enough, 50 is different complications, right? So we've added that in for free. Sing in your own voice, it's in beta. With your feedback, will make it even better. So that's been added as well. That's a lot of R&D work there. And it'll continue going because I don't feel it's where it needs to be honest. And I'm honest about it, right? And then voice cloning engine V3, this one I can say confidently is way better than even 11 labs, no question about it. Especially with the tonality, speed, pitch, tone, accents, other things that we got to account for, right? So these things are free, right? Whether you got in Clone Voice yesterday, you got in when we went live or whatever, and it'll only get better and better with time. And there'll come a point, and this is the beauty here, right? Which we see the future. I see the future where Clone Voice being the best, talking photos being the best at what it does, lip sync and all that kind of good stuff. And then Video Express with image to video, text to video, and all the stuff, right? The integration will be the very best in the industry. You don't have to go open up, right? Like I'll give you an example, right? If you go to 11 Labs right now, right? I'll show you that. Like we have an account here with 11 Labs folks. You'll see if you want to do anything, right? Like you want to do 11 Labs creative, like they'll say, for example, image and video, right? All this stuff. Every single video you create will cost you 5 times, 10 times more money. Sounds good, but because they have to make money, right? You see, they have like these models for lip sync and stuff, right? These lip sync models have to pay a third-party company because they're not doing the work in-house, right? And I can understand they have to make a margin on that, right? They'll charge you more than what you would pay a Google or whatever they end up using, right? So that's what's happening right now. We're the last ones left. We're like, okay, we're going to still make the integrations free. We're going to make these all talk to each other, the application, so you can get the end result with it. To take the voice and make a video with it, take the music and create a lip sync singing video with it. It's a vertical video or whatever it might be, the end result, right? All these will communicate with each other because of the very best. Okay. Now, last thing I'm going to mention. So I did see some questions coming in and stuff. Yeah, good point. This one. Now, the other thing is that this one, add human talking photos like fantasy. This is going to be coming up next. Okay. We've almost done it. One of the things that I wanted to mention, I don't want to confuse this thing too much, but the question came in because it's a fair point, right? I'll show you what we're working on. Actually, it makes a lot of sense for you. So you see how you clone your voice, right? You clone your voice. Now, let's say I took a screenshot of myself, right? You see my face right now? I took a screenshot of it. So one of the problems right now, which we're fixing in the next update next week, that's what we're going to be talking about, is if you go in, I'll show you actually, it's pretty cool. So you'll see here, when you go into talking photos, right? This is the talking photos app, right? This is the lip sync app, right? So we can put our clone voice, right? Like as I showed you, the integration. So you own clone voice, you own talking photos, you can have that integration, correct? So what we did is one of my pet peeves, and I can understand some of the things that I wanted to do in myself, is when you come to human video, you say high quality, let's say, or whatever, doesn't matter, and then create new character. You see where the problem right now, and I see it, we got some feedback on it, and I see it too, because I'm an influencer. I use this stuff every day myself. So if you go in here, and then I believe you go into images, I guess. So I don't know. Can we find my image? Let's see here. Yeah, this one, right? So you see here, when I do this, and I see it in my account, it'll be in for other people. But like, you see this right here, I have to enter a prompt, correct? And then it generates another image with me. What if I don't have to? Imagine this, right? What if I have a video of me in my laptop or whatever? I want to just turn that into a talking video. No need for me to enter a prompt again and all that stuff, because I did a good job with that image, right? I made it like nice framing and it looks nice and stuff. So what we're planning on doing is in the next update, when you upload it, you'll have a checkbox to do where this option will be gone. You'll show up this, you'll have a straight up preview, right? So that's what I know what you're talking about, which is exactly this framing, right? So that way it doesn't have to change the positioning of the person in the video. So we actually did that with like the fantasy and some of these things out there where you can literally do that. And you see there's another one called use from Artistly option. So same logic, right? You can click on it, and let's say in Artistly, I have a bunch of images. Let's say this one right here. Boom, you see this? It's a little bit lower quality image right now, but you get the point, right? So you can make this kid talk straight up, right? No need for you to enter anything. So same logic, right? We're going to bring that into your account and artist integration and stuff like that as well. So this will be the next update for talking photos. I wanted to do this clone voice thing first because it links, right? Because if your voice sounds exactly like you, then you give us an image that would be similar to, let's say, this location, right? I'm in this location, right? There's behind me, there's a wall. I think there's a photo there for my wife and I, let's say, there, right there. So if you want exact same framing, because that's all my videos are, and you want to lip sync here, this is the better way, right? You take the framing and you put the photo here, it'll generate it. So that's the idea of it, that feature coming up, all right? I'll answer a couple other questions and you'll... and then we'll call it just so that the replay is a little bit faster, right? As well, right? And by the way, every single comment you do, we do note it down in a Google Doc and stuff, and then we discuss among our team after these live streams are done. So don't worry if I couldn't get to your comments. It's something definitely being looked into. That's how we do all these features, right? Sometimes they're not even in our roadmap or anything, right? So basically, that's the idea, all right? So that's the other one. All right. Now I'd see some feedback in as well on some things that we can improve upon. Of course, that's what we're noting down as well, right? Now, the other thing that I wanted to mention here is like people always ask me this question, so I just want to do. So this was like, where are your other products to buy? So here, that's Pona.com. You can go find all their apps listed there. And then also you'll see in some of our apps like Talking Photos, you'll see Clone Voice and these other apps that are shown here to get it. Or right here, you see our other products. Even in the emails we send, generally we put our products in there. So you can get them in there as well. All right. To help us out, that'll be greatly appreciated. Now, the other thing as well is if, Paul, I did see, say I did this feature is included in my account, and then the sing in your own voice, and then this multilingual, these two features are review only. So I went to this link, clonevoice.ai/review. I left a review and I emailed your team right here, support@clonevoice.ai. So how long do I wait to get access? So our team is actually available right now, the next couple of hours or so. So you should be getting access to these today. If not, definitely by tomorrow morning for sure. Morning meaning depending on which time, a few hours from now, right? If it's delayed though, just definitely, just reply to our email again if it takes longer than 3 or 4 hours, because maybe we didn't receive your email or something. But again, in any event, this is early access as it says. So meaning everybody will get it in a week or so. You folks for showing and taking the time to be on this webinar and helping us out in this live stream and helping us out with CloneVoice.ai/review and giving us a review. We want to just give it to you earlier. And the other beautiful part, because it's early, is your feedback will be seriously considered, meaning you want a feature, it will be implemented by next week. Because if you get 100 features, right? Okay, which ones are priority? But if you folks come and get a dozen feature requests today, those will be prioritized, right? Obviously. So like suggestions, improvements, that sort of stuff. All right. So anyway, that's something I want to mention as well. So I do see some other questions coming in, which we covered already, like the integrations. Does it integrate with other applications? Yes. So if you have Clone Voice and Artistic, it'll integrate together. If you bought Clone Voice and Video Express, for example, now you want to do the Clone Voice and then the videos, merge them together to do YouTube videos or whatever, you can do that. Clone Voice and Talking Photos for lip sync, right? Talking videos. That's also already implemented in the update. And the next update, next week, you're going to see the Talking Photos. What we are calling it Talking Photos v3.5, okay? Just for reference. So that will be the next small update, we'd say, but a major one enough for Talking Photos. But we do think it's worthy of a 3.5 number, let's say. That will be coming up next week, okay? So 3.5 for Talking Photos. After this, we're going to be working on V Express V3 and then Artistly V7 after V Express. Both will be coming in, and of course, there'll be complimentary free access to everybody. The beauty here is that we're going into a scenario where our applications are becoming the best in class, which we are very proud of. And because of that, what that means is that the integrations will make world-class work for you, meaning your Video Express videos, your cloning of your voices, the music you can generate now with Clone Voice, and all that stuff will all come together for the end result being that you can do stuff that will cost you thousands or tens of thousands of dollars per month, right? In many cases, with all the credits and the monthly fees and this and that, merging 10 tools together, 10 APIs together, whatever, you can do that with our tools that you can get access to here if you don't have them already, right? So definitely go check them out. There'll be some coupons in our pages as well. When you go there, we do run sales. So just go check out those pages there. You'll see some coupons for discounts so you can grab them as well. Anything helps us out, right? Of course, right? So that said, next week's agenda will be Talking Photos. So understand everything I discussed today when it comes to these features. Again, like I said, with these clone voice features, this is, let's say, voice cloning engine V3, singing your own voice, multilingual music V3. They will be directly as a customer of both Clone Voice and Talking Photos, the version 3.5 update for Talking Photos. Integration will be perfect, seamless, meaning you did it once, you don't have to touch it again. So the voices, the music, all that stuff will appear in your Talking Photos update. And the new update will be amazing. I've personally looked into it. I've personally tested some things and stuff for the Talking Photos. It's just going to complete Talking Photos for once, right? Very, very awesome update, that one. And after that will be our big Video Express V3 update that I've been working on for many months now. That's coming up. So the idea is that, again, the integration will make the videos better, because video doesn't just mean a video, right? Video means vocals, similarity of the voice, background music in many cases. Some cases it's going to be how good the lip sync is. All these have to come together to make a really beautiful video. It's not just about a video here, right? So And same thing, like you can go and get some of these more expensive tools that generate a 5-second, 10-second video. And then what are you going to do with a 10-second video, right? You want to generate at least 30 seconds, a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes. You can't. Got to pay an arm and a leg. And then there's consistency of character problems and all that. So we are solving all these with these integrations and improvements with all the applications together to make them really, really good. So by buying them, you do help us out a lot. And not only that, you help yourself also, because the beauty here is that they will all get better and better, and they're getting better with time, as you've seen already. And then that means that tomorrow you see a Google or an OpenAI charging 15 cents an image or 50 cents per like a 10-second clip, right? Which might not even be as good. You got to try it 4 or 5 times to get, which means it costs you $3 realistically for one clip, one video, right? 10 seconds or whatever long that is usable. You'll know, oh, okay, I'm going to jump into Video Express, connect my CloneVoice account and connect my Artistry account to Video Express. I'm going to connect talking photos with CloneVoice, and I'm going to get the same result, right? And that's the goal. That's what we were aiming for. You're seeing the results, right, of that as time goes on. So that said, right, again, if you haven't left a review, CloneVoice.review to get access to these two, sing your own voice and multilingual music features. And then the other one, as I mentioned here, I'll put up the link as well. As you can see, so all our applications, Pono.com, you will come to this link that, let me pull that up here real quick here. So you can get any of our tools here on that website that I have right here, where you can go and buy them, right? Any tools you don't have. And, like I said, we've not raised the prices of it. What we are doing is removing the basic accounts for these so that, we can handle people who get all access they can. We don't have to then worry about getting more users. We're happy if fewer users get it, but they pay more money for it, so to speak, but we're okay with that. Which still is the best deal in the industry anyways, what we do. Nobody else is able to match it. The few who are, by the way, maybe a free trial or whatever, you all know what is free is going to cost you an arm and a leg by wastage of your time, right? So for example, some free trial for cloning of a voice will come in. You will clone it, you can generate 2-3 times, and they'll lock you. They'll say, hey, buy it right now. Or they're going to say a version 3 came in, pay extra money. Now you're logged out. You got to start from scratch, right? If you want anything to do with it. Here, you like, as I told you, every single feature within CloneVoice, the beauty here of every single feature within CloneVoice, as you can see, if you come back to it, is that the integrations, it's getting better and better, as you can see. And also, if you clone your voice once, you can use it for music, you can use it for all kinds of stuff, right? So for example, if you come back, like I showed, like the create music, like if whether it is this feature or whether it is, like I showed you, the create audio and boost similarity, the new feature we've added in. If you clone your eyes once, you see these voices I cloned here on the top. This voice, for example, was done like a few months ago. So you did that work once, and it's ready to use forever, right? So that's the basic idea of this that we're planning for. Okay, so hope you enjoyed this live training. I'm going to be putting up short, to-the-point tutorials in the tutorial section. So that will be, you see this little question mark to the right. Actually, let me zoom out here. So you see, if you go into the application to the top right, you'll see this question mark icon. Okay, this one right here. I'll put that arrow up here. You see this question mark icon there. So what I will do is I'll add up the tutorials in the next coming day or so here, so you can watch these in more short format, right? Each feature step by step. We'll talk about how each of these work with these 3 features we've added today: multilingual music, singing your own voice, and voice cloning in Gen V3. So I didn't add them yet. We're going to be adding them in over the next 24 to 48 hours. So watch out for them if this is too long for you and that sort of thing. Okay. So that said, have a great day or night wherever you're in the world. Wish you all the best and have a great weekend coming up. And I'll talk to you very, very soon. Okay. So make sure you comment on this YouTube video after that becomes a recording as well, because we do check the comments, and we will definitely, basically look at your feedback and stuff like that. Really appreciate that. Okay. So take care. Good luck. And I'll talk to you very, very soon.